In just a moment, you'll be hearing Bruce Lee quotes that most of you have probably never encountered before. These profound words come from the personal journals and writings that his daughter Shannon Lee compiled into books, preserving her father's deepest thoughts and philosophy. As you listen to these remarkable insights, you'll be amazed by the depth of wisdom Bruce Lee possessed beyond his martial arts mastery. Please watch this video until the end. You'll understand exactly what I mean by the time we're finished.
When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. There is no instance of a nation benefiting from prolonged warfare. Even the finest sword plunged into salt water will eventually rust. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. When the enemy is relaxed, make them toil. When full, starve them. When settled, make them move. Who wishes to fight must first count the cost. If you wait by the river long enough, the bodies of your enemies will float by. Know yourself, and you will win all battles. To win 100 victories in 100 battles is not the acme of skill. To subdue the enemy without fighting is the acme of skill. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. Be extremely subtle even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby you can be the director of the opponent's fate. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy so that he cannot fathom our real intent. What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease. Rouse him and learn the principle of his activity or inactivity. Force him to reveal himself so as to find out his vulnerable spots. You have to believe in yourself. If the mind is willing, the flesh could go on and on without many things. Thus, the expert in battle moved the enemy and is not moved by him. Attack is the secret of defense. Defense is the planning of an attack. Great results can be achieved with small forces. Ponder and deliberate before you make a move. If quick, I survive. If not quick, I am lost. This is death. Ultimate excellence lies not in winning every battle, but in defeating the enemy without ever fighting. If you ignore both your enemy and yourself, you are certain to be in peril. Move not unless you see an advantage. Use not your troops unless there is something to be gained. Fight not unless the position is critical. Wheels of justice grind slow but grind fine. It is easy to love your friend, but sometimes the hardest lesson to learn is to love your enemy. If his forces are united, separate them. You can't trust a man who has nothing to lose. Plan for what is difficult while it is easy. Do what is great while it is small.
If he sends reinforcements everywhere, he will be weak everywhere.
Be where your enemy is not.
An enemy is a friend who knows too much about you. Disorder came from order. Fear came from courage. Weakness came from strength.
If your friend is friends with your enemy, it means that you should not hang out with this friend.
Beware of sugar that is mixed with poison. Beware of the fly that sat on a dead snake.
Who does not know the evils of war cannot appreciate its benefits.
Therefore, just as water retains no constant shape, so in warfare there are no constant conditions.
Regard your soldiers as your children. They will follow you into the deepest valleys. Look on them as your own beloved sons.
A leader leads by example, not by force.
He will win who knows how to handle both superior and inferior forces.
In making tactical dispositions, the highest pitch you can attain is to conceal them.
Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. Tactics without strategy is noise before defeat. The captured soldiers should be kindly treated and kept. One need not destroy one's enemy. One need only destroy his willingness to engage. Every animal with blood in its veins and horns on its head will fight when it is attacked. Never trust a friend who is silent about your flaws. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Anyone who can make you angry becomes your master.
The first rule is to keep an untroubled spirit. The second is to look things in the face and know them for what they are.
You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. He suffers more than necessary who suffers before it is necessary. Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it.
Nature hath given men one tongue but 2 ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak.
People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of one thing in which it is right to be stingy. Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. If you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you're needing is not to be in a different place, but to be a different person. Until we have begun to go without them, we fail to realize how unnecessary many things are. We've been using them not because we needed them, but because we had them.
If a man knows not which port he sails, no wind is favorable.
We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own.
A negative mind will never give you a positive life. Believing in yourself is the first secret of success. Your greatest asset in the world is your mindset. If you can stay positive in a negative situation, you win. Never tolerate disrespect, not even from yourself. You can't reach what's in front of you until you let go of what's behind you. Everyone leaves. Learn how to survive alone. Man conquers the world by conquering himself.
Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor.
Think before trusting anyone, because there are many types of people in this world. An angry person makes a fool of himself very quickly. If you think a thing is impossible, you'll only make it impossible. Love and respect. Without respect, love cannot go long. If you don't want to slip up tomorrow, speak the truth today. A wise man can learn more from a foolish question than a fool can learn from a wise answer. Do not correct a fool or he will hate you. Correct a wise man and he will appreciate you. Do not allow negative thoughts to enter your mind, for they are the weeds that strangle confidence. I'm not teaching you anything. I just help you to explore yourself.
Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Difficulty shows what men are. To be everywhere is to be nowhere.
Death smiles at us all. All we can do is smile back.
The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Nothing endures but change. A person's worth is measured by the worth of what he values. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. No man was ever wise by chance. He who is brave is free. Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. The willing are led by fate, the reluctant dragged. What we do now echoes in eternity. While we wait for life, life passes. The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time. It's time you realize that you have something in you more powerful and miraculous than the things that affect you and make you dance like a puppet. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Be silent for the most part, or if you speak, say only what is necessary in a few words. All cruelty springs from weakness. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. Do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life. Whatever can happen at any time can happen today. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Because a thing seems difficult for you, do not think it impossible for anyone to accomplish. Freedom is secured not by the fulfilling of men's desires, but by the removal of desire. Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him to himself. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you whose presence calls forth your best. Humans have come into being for the sake of each other, so either teach them or learn to bear them.
It can ruin your life only if it ruins your character. Otherwise, it cannot harm you, inside or out. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Mastery of reading and writing requires a master, still more so life. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Your days are numbered. Use them to throw open the windows of your soul to the sun. If you do not, the sun will soon set, and you with it. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Sometimes even to live is an act of courage. It's not that we have little time, but more that we waste a good deal of it. Whatever happens at all happens as it should. You will find this true if you watch narrowly. Our life is what our thoughts make it. How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it? He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is alive. We live only now. Everything else is either past or is unknown. Progress is not achieved by luck or accident, but by working on yourself daily. In banquets, remember that you entertain two guests, body and soul. And whatever you shall have given to the body you soon eject, but what you shall have given to the soul you keep always. No person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have, and to cheerfully put to good use what they do have. If what you have seems insufficient to you, then though you possess the world, you will yet be miserable. He is the most powerful who has power over himself. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. Life, if well lived, is long enough. The best answer to anger is silence. Agreed, but nature set a limit on that, as it did on eating and drinking. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. He who has injured thee was either stronger or weaker than thee. If weaker, spare him. If stronger, spare thyself. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. To wish to be well is a part of becoming well. Receive without conceit, release without struggle. No great thing is created suddenly any more than a bunch of grapes or fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. No man can escape his destiny. The next inquiry being how he may best live the time that he has to live. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Nothing is by its own nature calamitous. Even death is terrible only if we fear it. If evil be said of thee, and if it be true, correct thyself.
If it is a lie, laugh at it. Attach yourself to what is spiritually superior, regardless of what other people think or do. Hold to your true aspirations, no matter what is going on around you.
Confine yourself to the present. No man is free who is not a master of himself. If you live in harmony with nature, you will never be poor. If you live according to what others think, you will never be rich. Learn to be indifferent to what makes no difference.
The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not.
Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. Small-minded people blame others. Average people blame themselves. The wise see all blame as foolishness. Respect the past. Be open to the future. The life we receive is not short, but we make it so. We are not ill-provided, but use what we have wastefully. Stay calm and serene regardless of what life throws at you. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. Treat your men as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. Move swift as the wind, closely formed as the wood, attack like the fire, and be still as the mountain.